Hello, my name is Molly Urbanis, and today I will be discussing what are PFAS, how are they harmful, and how do they impact us in our future. So, what are PFAS? Per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, commonly known as PFAS, are a large class of highly persistent synthetic chemicals comprising thousands of individual compounds. They are specifically defined by exceptionally strong carbon-fluorine bonds, which give them immense chemical stability because their bonds are difficult to break. Due to their chemistry, PFAS are able to repel water, oil, and stains, and those characteristics have made PFAS invaluable in numerous manufactured products such as shampoos, rain jackets, nonstick pans, and fire retardants, to name a few. But what exactly makes PFAS dangerous? Well, widespread use of industrial products has led to extensive environmental dispersal of PFAS. Their environmental ubiquity, resistance to degradation, and tendency to bioaccumulate have raised significant concern regarding both ecological and human health impacts. PFAS contamination has been detected in soils, surface waters, and groundwater, and those compounds have been measured globally. But how have PFAS begun to affect us? While agricultural PFAS contamination has increasingly been identified worldwide, a major contributor to this, which began in the 1980s, is the application of PFAS-laden biosolids generated by wastewater treatment facilities. When these biosolids were applied as fertilizer, they introduced concentrated PFAS into soils, where they have remained for years. This contamination poses risks to organisms because plants readily take up PFAS that is in the soil, grazing animals then ingest those plants, which then enables entry of PFAS into the food web. What have we found to be the effects of PFAS in humans? Well, human exposure to PFAS occurs primarily through contaminated food, drinking water, and dust. And even at low doses, PFAS has been associated with endocrine disruption, metabolic effects, kidney disease, immune dysfunction, and various cancers. So, what is currently being done to look into the effects of PFAS? Well, scientists have been using earthworms to determine the effects of PFAS on biological organisms. Earthworms are helpful model organisms for this research because of their abundance in the soil and the fact that they are sensitive biomonitors for soil pollution. Current research has looked at the effects of PFAS on stress pathways in earthworms. This has been done through enzyme assays and qPCRs. However, a limitation in this research is that many of these experiments have been done in a lab where the concentration of PFAS is so high that it is almost expected to see a reaction in the earthworms. So in the future, it would be more beneficial to look at worms that have lived their whole lives in PFAS-contaminated soils to see how their mechanisms have adapted to such environments. Continuing research efforts will be essential for evaluating how legacy PFAS contamination shapes soil ecosystems and for guiding management strategies aimed at reducing exposure in both humans and wildlife.